Hello and welcome to this week's episode of They've Been Doing It All Day, Sir. I can't believe I'm saying this. We're 5 weeks in, and can anyone stop the Penrith Panthers? Let's get stuck in.
How was your Easter weekend, my friend?
It was heavy on the chocolates. Like, I reckon my chocolate per hour ratio was through the roof. 3 Easter egg hunts.
Oof.
Too many eggs, too many rabbits, too many chockies.
Yep.
I had too many calories over the weekend. What about yourself?
It sounds hectic. And I love how you've used the chocolate per hour as well. Like, I'm liking that. That's something I think you can trademark.
The worrying thing is, I don't see the CPHs slowing down because there's a whole bag full of chocolates left over.
Oh,
and
mate.
I don't know how I'm going to stop myself from eating them. I'm just in that mood at the moment where if I can smell it,
you're eating it.
it's gone. You're gone. Yeah, but how was your weekend?
Yeah, it was really good. Really good. So just caught up with friends, family, went out for a few drinks, just nice couple of catch-ups.
Yeah.
And not as many chocks per hour. It was a little bit tamer. I suppose not having any kids at this moment in time, it helps in that. But there was a little Easter
a little
chocolate
flutter,
hunt.
flutter.
They were sampled. It was sampled. But no, it was good. Had a coaching session as well yesterday morning. Got a first league game of the season this weekend. So just trying to get the last minute shapes into
shape.
Play. Yeah,
we'll be able to get insight into the shape that you're running next week for sure.
Yes.
And how the results go.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's looking good against the old silhouettes. So it's brilliant. They've got do you know what you use for free kicks? The wall. So they've got them. Yeah. So I've been lining them up as in a defensive.
It's mad how you can run around the immovable object.
Yeah, it is really good. It is really good. But it'd be interesting to see what it comes up against when there's a little bit more resistance. But hopefully it all works out.
Sounds good. Do you know one thing that really sucks?
What?
Daylight savings. Like, today was the first time when I've realised that it's getting dark
very early. Yeah.
I was driving over here and I was like, why does it feel like it's midnight already? It's so dark, but here we go. The winter blues are about to kick in.
You can't really call it winter blues because one day it'll be colder and then the next it'll be 20 odd degrees and the sun's out.
I mean, it was 28 degrees today, so can't really moan. Can't really moan at all. What a weekend of footy though. Yeah. Like, all kicked Solid. Off on Thursday night with Manly, and we'll get into that in a second. But one of the things that came out of the Tigers Eels game yesterday, which was, haven't said it this year, was quite a bit of a barnstormer. I'll give it credit. But there was a mid-air tackle that led to Bailey Simonson dislocating his ankle. Now, for me, there have been many contacts like that in the air that haven't led to an injury, that have caused for players just to get a penalty, not go to the bin, and now Laulili's been banned for one game. It leads to the question, should the outcome of an injury determine the level of consequence or suspension that is given?
Look, there's two sides to the argument. I initially think no, but then there's got to be a point where it does impact. Otherwise, you'll just be having players firing in with each other and not having any regard. So you look at, I use an example from football. I use it all the time. Eduardo, when Martin Taylor snapped his leg.
Snapped his ankle off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a red card if it wouldn't be that his bone was sticking out of his sock.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, it wouldn't have. It would have been a booking. But don't forget, this is nearly 20 years ago now.
Yeah, 2007.
2007 it was, yeah. It was nearly 20 years ago. But then you've got, I can't remember who it was. Who was it again? Same game, flew out and used his head to essentially tackle.
It was the other centre, or it might have even been Simonson himself.
I think
cracked his chin. No, it wouldn't have been him. He wouldn't have been on the field. It was the other centre. But I think he should have been. Yeah, binned.
He should. He definitely should have as well. Yeah. But was it because they both got up okay that he got sort of a little bit of shrugged off and it was fine?
I don't know. It's an interesting one because he's out cold on the floor and the ref should bin him. Any other time when you go in head to head like that, you're going to the bin. But the other one that we've seen, again, it seems like it's all Eels players that get injured, and they've got a fair few injuries now as well. Pezzett is hamstring. But Couchman for the Dragons, the hip drop tackle that he did on Hopgood tore his ACL.
Yep.
It feels like the punishment for that, the 4 games, was because of the injury. When we've seen similar hip drops not been given the same punishment. And then I refer back to last season when Toff Sipley against the Dragons broke someone's leg and he got 4 games as well. And it's like a bit of an accidental one. So it's a bit of a difficult one. I do agree with you. Like it's a tough measure. And I suppose I heard something as well that if you're committing that penalty, the level of severity actually is like measured by the injury because you're committing a penalty. You're doing something wrong. So if you're doing something wrong and a person gets away with it, you should have a consequence. But if someone snaps their leg, surely. Well,
that's the same thing, isn't it? It's I know I could be going very rogue with this point, but if you shoot someone, and you kill them, you'd be done for murder. Whereas if you don't, you'd be done for attempted murder, possibly. So it's two different.
I get what you're saying.
It's two different penalties, but depending on the outcome.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very grey area because you can't say yes or no, because if you go flying in, you shoulder charge someone and you get a red or your shoulder straight into the head and both get up and it's okay, it'd probably go under the radar compared to if you do the same action and he's out cold and out until getting to hospital.
A similar one as well is like this left leg lift and dangerous tackle.
Yeah.
Like if you're driving them into the floor, there's an element of danger to that, which you're probably likely to be binned, but you can cause serious injury of that. So you might get a more severe punishment after when it's reviewed, but in the moment you'll probably get it's a challenging one. The only one that annoys me, there's quite a few referee decisions that annoys me, but there's no consistency in contact to the head. Like, I don't think anyone ever intentionally in the game goes out to shoulder someone in the head or like a flailing arm when someone drops and makes a tackle, but yet you can get in like severe trouble for that. And that's the one where there's a bit of like significant inconsistencies.
Yeah, and this is what we've talked about previously, is that it's so open for interpretation at times. It can be really difficult for it to be consistent because one person's head tackle is another person's just brush of a chin and play on. So it's very difficult because it is a massive grey area, and like I said, you can't have a yes or no straight like answer on it as a whole. I don't think.
I mean, we'll get into the Eels game about head contact in a bit, and there was some very questionable high contact in that. But do you know what? I'd love to kick off this round 5 review about the future premiers on playing on last Thursday night, but we can only start in one place, and that is the Penrith Panthers sticking 50 on the Melbourne Storm.
Melbourne Storm, if stats are anything to go by, officially can't win the win the premiership.
Look, records are there to be broken.
Yeah.
And if there's one team that might do it, and I say might because
they don't look it though.
They've been heavily impacted by injuries, right? Like Cartoa is a massive defensive loss. Xavier Coates as well. They get beaten on the outside quite easy. They couldn't stop the Panthers. Like Storm completed at 94%. So it just shows that their attack wasn't doing anything special, or was it because the Panthers defense was so solid? But they're missing that edge defense. Like they obviously tried to get Zach Lomax as well to shore things up on the edge. That didn't come through. Xavier Coates is out injured. And it even surprises me, like Brian Toto isn't good in the air. And Dylan Edwards just boots one on 5th tackle, like cross field. And Toto comes down with it and finished it. But they just couldn't do anything wrong. The Panthers were just relentless.
They just look so good. Everything's just so clinical. And it really highlights the point that I think has been discussed a fair amount is on the 3rd or 4th tackle or whatever it is, with 2 seconds to go of the game, there's like 8 bodies around making the tackle just before the try line, and that shows the mentality.
Yeah,
it's like they're playing at full intensity to 80 minutes as you should, and it's just they're just so much fitter than anyone else at the moment. They're just so much more switched on with the 6 again rule, and their attack has just been so clinical.
Part of that as well is the young gun, Casey McLean. Some of his line breaks and his runs were phenomenal. Like his try, he bumped off 3 or 4 people to get it over the line. But the one that he set up for Jenkins just ran that line where he curved it round, broke through, drew him in, offload. Jenkins, there you go. There's your, 5 in a row? And then he goes and scores another one at the end to make it 5 doubles in a row.
This is the thing though, is there's a lot of talk around Irish selection already.
Of course there is. It's 5 weeks away.
So it should be. And there's a lot of talk about a lot of these Panthers playing being selected. But the big question is,
can he do it on a cold Tuesday night in Stoke?
Are they doing it because they're in a system that it works in, or is it because they're all incredible individuals?
I don't know whether you listened to the same thing that I did, but Jenkins was in the Penrith system for a long time, learnt the system, went to Newcastle for 2 seasons, didn't do too well, comes back for Penrith, and he's on pace to score 50 tries this season. Like, that's how bonkers it is. So I think that's highlighted a little bit with Nathan Cleary as well. Yeah. Like, when he's taken out the Penrith system, can he do it? For Australia, he hasn't necessarily been incredible. And for New South Wales, he hasn't necessarily been incredible. But that will be interesting to see. But even Blaise Talangi as well, like, he was pretty good.
But the thing is, because of how incredible the big names are doing, Blaise is just going underneath the radar with it all. And he seems to have really fitted into the system now. Last year he was sort of filling Jerome Luai's boots a little bit, but now he's found his own feet, running it in his own way. He's working really well together with Cleary as well. But he's just going under the radar about it, and he's doing incredibly well.
He is, and big man Liam Martin capped off his 150th with
great try.
The opening try of the game, just again loose ball. Like, usually the Storm don't let a ball bounce around like that, and then bang, over it goes. But let's get into the real fixture of the weekend. Thursday night, the Manly Warringah Seagulls 52, the Redcliffe Dolphins 18. Stick that up, yeah.
I saw it coming.
I didn't.
I didn't at all.
I got 7 out of 8 tips this week, and the only one I didn't get was
Manly. You always back your boys. They can surprise you out of nowhere.
Like I said, I'm a realist, right? Yeah. I'm a realist. I go based off of the knowledge that I have, and all the knowledge and the experience pointed towards Manly losing this game. If anyone said they saw this come in, they're a liar. Manly had 62% of the ball, over 2,000 run meters, 676 post-contact meters. That is something that I
huge.
Don't think we would have seen this year at all. But some huge standout performances.
Yeah, massive.
Big man Ola Kawau, 268 meters. Just give the man the ball.
Yeah, let him do what he does best.
Just give the man the ball. And 123 post-contact, 8 tackle breaks. Hopper Wate had a good game, 228. Kola has just been tearing it up. But the surprise one, I thought, was Ben Trebojevic in this.
Well, he's been solid all season, and you're starting to hear the pundits coming out and rightly say about him. He's improving year on year.
Yeah,
and he's been one of the consistent players for Manly over these 3-4 games where he has been just solid in what he's doing. His handling has improved so much better.
This year it has.
He's not getting... One of the things I've noticed, he's not getting pinned by an absolute bullet pass from Brooks 30 centimetres away from a second rower, which has really helped in that sense. And this may be a big statement, but at times it was like having a second turbo on the field, especially with those edge set plays. Well, his hands were so quick.
I can't remember which try it was when he made the line break through and then released it. Might have been the Kola. No,
well, there was one where Hopper Wate got stopped, cockroach's dick away from the try line.
Yeah,
and like if that had been a try, Trebojevic would have got an assist, and it could have been probably the pass of the game.
Yeah,
it was a brilliant pass, and hopefully. He's just going one way, and his trajectory just going up for the rest of the season.
And it just seemed like things were simpler.
Yeah.
It seemed like Jake wasn't trying to offload the ball.
Nah.
We were running into contact, driving the legs in contact as well, trying to win the ruck, and then getting the ball, keeping it inside, and then getting it out when we needed. And I thought it was a great play where when Garrick scored, like you give it to Ola Kawau where you're like, he can make a run. Turbo draws in, I think it was Herbie Farnworth, he drew in, and then Garrick's running this like looping line back in to cut back behind everyone, and he's running at pace. He's like, you could see the meters he's taken to get there, it's not like he's receiving the ball flat. Like it seems like we always used to do, and he just powers over and we're just absolutely destroying him. But I think it's a huge positive sign for Manly. The fact that Foran's come in, you hear Fogarty talking about, like, I'm only an 85 kilo number 7, but when he speaks, I feel like I could run over anyone. Great start for him, but we can't get ahead of ourselves.
Definitely not. There's, like you say, it's the shift in, and it all leans back to clearly they were under instruction that wasn't working, and that massively showed. That Garrick play I hadn't seen before that week. So that they've tried to run it again and Garrick got stopped, which is normally the way with Manly. Is they think they can do it a couple of times in a row. But just going back to individual performances, you got Paseka who hit over 200 meters as well in the middle. And watching Ala Kawatu there was times where he was getting the ball flat-footed, and he was still making 10 meters, and because of just the drive.
How his late footwork works, and it's like players slip off of him. So you think you have him, and then he'll whip his leg up, which he does a lot, leaning forward and gets his leg free, and then gets another like 5-10 meters on there. He just needs to be given the ball. Like,
100%. The forwards do what they need to do.
I don't know if there was hesitancy because of his shoulder.
But no one was running with the ball. No forwards were running with the ball.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how we go this week. Saab's back. It'll be Falalo did well. And what's his name? Felady?
Yes.
The young kid that came on.
Josh.
Yeah, he leg drive again. It's like everyone was coming on and just wanting to make meters.
Yeah.
So really positive. We'll preview the game coming up this week in a bit, but it's a banana skin, like
100%.
An absolute wounded animal in the Dragons.
Won twice in God knows how many years in Wynn Stadium. Yeah. Dragons is a bogey team, and as we were discussing earlier, we're going, so our away game, and out of 8 away games we've been to, Manly have won once. So all of the stats and all of the...
I've been to one more as you as well. I forgot I went to the Roosters at the SCG when Matt Lodge tore his ACL.
There we are.
So
all the hoodoo, voodoo, and everything is definitely against Manly, but they need to bounce back. Well,
the last time we played down in the Gong, actually, I think it was last year. Corey Waddell scored twice, or it might have been Cogra Over. Either way, Cogra Oval, but either way, Corey Waddell scored twice. So we'll see how it goes. But let's talk about Easter Monday's game. Yep. Eels 18, Tigers 20. I thought it was a great game. It was an absolute banger.
Proper arm wrestle.
It was, and I think in our tips we both said this could be a good game, and it was. Some few controversial decisions at the end.
I think they just cancelled each other out, didn't they? Really, it was a couple of brushes across the face, and
what annoys me about the Mitch Moses one, right, is I think it was Macassini that was trying to stop him, or it might have been Fainu, I can't remember. But he's put his arms out to stop the offload because he's clearly going down and facing backwards, and he's gone to attempt to offload it. He's put his arms out to try and stop the offload, and as he's then followed through, he just caught his chin.
So bad, isn't it?
If that would have won the game, it would have been outrageous. But fast forward a minute, there's another, I can't remember who took the real questionable high shot from the Tigers. But the other one then is Jock Madden's field goal attempt. I don't know whether Dylan Walker was offside or not.
No.
I thought so if you look, when they showed the replay, I don't know who was inside of him, but he was standing next to the ref and he was in front of the ref. Dylan Walker actually got back to the line, I think.
Okay.
And as he runs out, he's obviously giving it a go. He's missed the field goal and then the ref's just blown up. I think it was if I was an Eels fan, I'd be pissed that I lost. If I was a Tigers fan, I would have been pissed if I lost. On that, but
great game of the West, and it's great to see these two teams, both who have had a little bit of adversity to start the season with, just continuously grow though. Parramatta, as you were saying, have now taken some knocks with
they've
them.
got a new. They got a young half coming in this weekend. I was listening on the radio, Triple M, on the way over here. And Brent Reed was saying they've got a young half, which is why they bought Jonah Pezza only in for a year so that this guy could get some experience playing to then play next year. So I can't remember his name.
Ronald Volkman?
Nah, that's not him. I can't remember the name, but there was apparently late mail that he was going to get a call up this weekend. So, but they've lost Pezzett, like hamstring. He went off for HI, but it was hamstring as well. Obviously, they lost Simonson, real bad ankle facing the wrong way kind of vibes. Yeah. But I think the Tigers look good. I'll tell you one signing that does look good for them, Kai Pearce-Paul.
Yeah, incredible player.
Yeah.
Incredible player. And that's why Newcastle did so well. I'm sure last season they had him and Dom Young on the right, was it?
Yeah.
I think.
The season, it would have been the season before and last half of last season.
And you've just got two bodies of the exact same just working together. And this signing sort of went a little bit under the radar. I hands up, didn't really notice it until the team list of the first round.
Yeah.
And I saw he'd gone there, and he's making such a huge difference. And just he's the Tigers last year really struggled on their edges, especially in the edge defense. But now they've got a little bit more security in there with him coming in.
One thing that happened in this game,
so just looks a lot more solid.
You see those dickheads in the crowd trying to fight. I can't remember who it was. One of the Faianu brothers, I think they were basically trying to offer them outside. So when it all kicked off over on the sideline, when obviously Simonson went down, they were like giving it the come here, and like offering him outside, saying meet me outside. Like,
why?
Which dickhead in their right mind is offering out an NRL player? I'm pretty sure any of them could have battered these two geezers on their own. But also, let me just hop the fence. I'm just going to hop the fence, go outside, sort these two geezers out, fill them in, and then I'll come back in again and carry on playing. What a knobhead. Sort yourself out, Parramatta fans. That's embarrassing. Talking of embarrassing, the Cowboys 32 against the Dragons. Real worrying times for the Dragons. You know what? I didn't watch the press conference, and then I heard that Flanagan was a broken man. So I went back and watched it, and
he didn't look great.
He tried to get out of there as quick as possible. He even said, like I think before, something about sacking players that weren't putting in the effort. And in the press conference, he got questioned, said, "Well, I can't sack 30 players." There's got to be some big changes. And then there's the things that's come out yesterday about Adam Cook was potentially on for a 1-year contract renewal. It's been paused.
Yeah.
So it feels a bit like Manly's situation only 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I think it's very similar, and a lot of their that performance felt the same. They had silly mistakes.
They were diabolical.
Gutherson had some easy drops at the back. His hands were left him a little bit. They just didn't seem to have any structure. They just couldn't get anything going. And to be fair to the Cowboys, they just took advantage and just ran away with it. They've started to gain a little bit of momentum as well.
Like Ruben Cotter looked good, Drinkwater looked good. Although, was it Ruben Cotter that challenged that ridiculous? I can't remember what it was. The worst challenge so far this season. Oh yeah, it was because he got binned, but he made the tackle in the when the ball was caught in the in-goal area. And he made the tackle and they tried to get away with it, but. Either way, Drinkwater's looking good.
Yeah.
Dearden obviously doing bits. So watch out for the Cowboys. Team that are looking very strong though, Newcastle Knights.
I know. Like just highlighting the Raiders just sort of falling off a little bit at the moment as well.
It's like they miss number 7 that could control the ship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It happens. And the Knights just... It is not an anomaly, but it really has come out of nowhere.
I think they're playing without fear.
Everything they seem to be doing just seems to be working.
Everyone writ them off, and even when they lose Ponga, they lose Brown. It's like, we're the underdog here. Yeah. Fuck them. We're just going to go out. Look, I don't think Ethan Strange is having as good a year as he did last year. Like when I think Dom Young intercepted one, or it might have been Marju that intercepted one. He tried to loop it over. And he didn't get the height under it. Maybe not having Fogarty next to him, having some.
It's the partnerships that work together, isn't it? And when you're the sort of number 6 and you lose the game controller, it then becomes a lot more pressure becomes onto you. And if you don't have someone who's able to step into that position alongside you and support you, it can be really difficult. You saw it a little bit with the Roosters, how the season that started with Sam Walker and DCE of. DCE's in that sort of 5/8, but like who's supposed to be leading?
Who's leading it?
Is it the Sam Walker show or is it the DCE show? And you once you lose the orchestration of the middle, everything else then crumbles. So it'd be interesting to see how they can work on sort of the next couple of weeks of cementing that to then kickstart, I suppose, the season.
In saying that, the Knights got Fletcher Sharp in there, and Sandon Smith, who like are just working wonders together, and they've got a really good outside backs like Marju. Gagai tore apart the right hand side. It was like almost like remember when we were there, and he was just running through everyone. And then outside of that,
Bradman Best,
although he's got a groin problem, he's going to be out. But then Dom Young, who's just scoring week on week.
Dom Young's just doing what he does best now.
Yeah, he's just a big man, runs fast.
He's back at the Knights now, just with that confidence back in him of being able to just run over people, and he looks like he's enjoying his rugby again.
How Hudson Young didn't get a bin for yanking his hair.
The Raiders, just in general,
Tarpanay's skipped a few.
A couple. He was on track for nearly missing one every game. That boy's been getting away with murder, but it should have been in the bin. Yeah, and big loss potentially. Xavier Savage might be out for a while with a knee injury. Didn't look good. But onto the big game, which was at the Accor this was on Saturday, wasn't it? Was it the early kickoff on Saturday? I can't remember. A whole weekend. No, it was Good Friday.
I think I just got pure chocolate haze. It's just pure chocolate running through me.
It was just a Good Friday kickoff.
Of course it was Good Friday. But the Rabbitohs get one over on the Bulldogs, and the Bulldogs are in all sorts of strife.
Oh, God, yeah.
They've lost Stephen Crichton, AC joint. He's out for a while. Sherry, like when he went off, immediately like Bronson Sherry's coming on. Nah. So there's something. There's surely something going on behind the scenes that's causing a bit of upset. In the camp.
One thing I've got to say is how horrendous the pitch was at Accor as well. Like the amount of times the players were losing their footing, and it was an absolutely shambolic. I'm sure there was. Can't remember who it was who ran through, tried to gather the ball, and just the feet just went up from underneath them. And it was dreadful. But Matty Burton was just a revolving door when he moved into the centres. Like a man of his calibre, his size, who's a decent enough defender. Yeah, they just attacked that right edge and they just went through him.
The Rabbitohs do look, when they get going, they look good. And Jai Gray got another few Dally M points as well.
Mitchell sort of pushing it a little bit, isn't he? He's starting to get on.
I don't like it.
No, he's really on the.
That was when it went
edge.
Out, weren't it? And he dived into
There's a couple of these things starting to creep in with him.
But the Rabbitohs are looking all right.
They are
top 8 candidates so far. Then we get to the Queensland Derby, and believe it or not, there's another Queensland Derby this weekend.
There is.
It's absolutely bonkers. But Titans, I said in our tips, I said the Titans will start hot in this, but then I think the Broncos will get the best of them. And they did. The Titans started well. They could have scored on their opening set, which was mad. Just got away from them. I feel Broncos' fitness maybe a bit better. Their physicality was a bit better, but
still like a weird one from the Broncos. They don't look like when I think about them, like sort of last season, how they just would come out firing. They just look so connected in everything they did.
This was the back end of the season, though. Recency bias. Only thinking about the last part of the season.
Well, no, at the start as well. So
they were the first team that beat the Bulldogs last year as well.
Yeah, so at the start of last season and towards the end, they just worked. Everything was in sync. Everything worked, and they just look so clunky at the moment. Like Shibasaki, he
made a few errors.
He's not Mr. Consistent like he was like last year. And
he came out of nowhere last year, though, didn't he? Like he was a bit of a standout.
He came out under the radar. But now they've lost Walsh. I don't know how long he's going to be out
4 to 6 weeks.
He was on the green pen at the weekend having a great old time.
And pushing cars after. I don't know if you saw that. So after he'd finished in hospital, he was out. Apparently some geezer's car broke down. And there was a few of them pushing the car to get it jump start. But Reynolds is out for a week or two. So Adam Reynolds obviously did his ribs, was out for a week. Now he's done his hamstring, I think, is out for a week or two. So he's a bit unreliable. The body's shutting down maybe on him. And then Ben Hunt torn MCL, 6 to 8 weeks. So they're losing players at a sharp rate.
Ezra Mam still looks like he's celebrating the grand final win. Like he doesn't look like the player that was of last season, as much as we disagreed with him on the field. But yeah, they're getting the wins, but they just don't look as like sort of conjoined as they once were.
Nah, and when you get so much injuries and there's such a high turnover of players, it's hard to get that cohesion. But if they're in a strong position at the back end of the season, can't write them off from anything. Not. Cannot write them off. And look, the Titans looked all right. I thought they're better than the Dragons.
Yeah,
like they're better than the Dragons. So they might not be getting the wooden spoon. But the last game of the weekend that we'll go through: Sharks 36, Warriors 22. Just Sharks at home, really.
Sharks at home again, but they had a shocking last time. I just don't understand. The Sharks baffle me.
This game though was I watched about 20 minutes of this. I was at the park kicking the ball about with my son, and I had it on whilst they were playing around in the park, and it just felt like end to end. Like Wateni Zalesniak was one end, Stone Street was the other end, the centre as well, whoever it is for the Sharks, can't remember his name, was the other end. Like it was just going back and forward. So I don't know. I don't know where to put these two teams.
Metcalf's
out injured as well.
The Warriors have lost a lot of losing players, and the Sharks are just so inconsistent. Like they've put on 2 brilliant performances against the Warriors and the Raiders, but then they lost 38-10 to the Dolphins a couple of weeks ago at home, and they've got the Roosters up next, who
are coming off of a bye.
So you don't know what they've been doing. But then I think the Sharks are probably the hardest team to pick, if I'm being honest.
They can be top 4, they can be just making the 8, and sometimes they can be missing it. So fair play to them. But I had a quick look at the Dally M leaderboard earlier, and Nathan Cleary's absolutely romping it already, with Dylan Edwards a little bit behind, which is crazy this early in the season. It seems like the geezer's just getting 6 points every week. That's 5 weeks in. And then top try scorer like Milky Jenkins out with 12. Obscene, absolutely obscene scoring rate. 2 point...
Big number of tries.
2.5 or something tries a game, which is absolutely nuts. But let's get into round 6.
Yeah.
We kick it off on Thursday night out of the Accor. Wowzers. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at $5.80 against the Penrith Panthers, $1.14.
What's the team list? Have they brought Bronson
that
in?
Is they have brought nuts.
Bronson in. It's Panthers win. It's just by how many? I like you look at how the players that were brilliant. Crichton's not there now. Kickout's just not being an edge player that he has been in previous seasons. I reckon they're just going to be attacking that right hand side, and then shifting out left. I reckon this could be a big score for the Panthers.
I agree with you. I think the Panthers are going to win this quite comfortably. One thing I will say about the Bulldogs against the Rabbitohs, Sitili Tupanua was running very hard at the weekend, but he ain't going to have enough for this Panthers side. They're so well oiled. They're so good. This could be 40 plus.
Yes.
Could be 40 plus.
Yes. And then that leads us nicely into the first kickoff on the Friday, 6 o'clock at the Wynn Stadium in Wollongong, where we will be there in attendance. We've got the Dragons at $2.90 against the Manly Sea Eagles at $1.41.
It's nuts. Like, look, Manly are going to win this game. There's no head and heart about this. Manly are going to win this game. Foz is at the wheel. Give him the contract, put it on the table. Actually, no, I'm not going to get ahead of myself because I actually think the better setup for next year would be Matty Ballin and then Kieran Foran as an assistant.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that later on in the season. Jason Saab comes back in, replacing Faulalo. Be interesting to see how he fits into this new, more direct system. One thing I did notice last week as well, our backs weren't taking carries out of yardage. It was forwards doing straight through the middle.
Should be doing.
So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But Manly 13 plus.
I'm going to go Manly as well.
Love to hear it. Didn't think you'd tip otherwise. Then Friday 8 p.m. another Queensland derby.
Ding dang derby.
This could be a very good game. Actually, we've got the Brisbane Broncos at $1.64 against the North Queensland Cowboys at $2.26 at the Suncorp.
You see, this is the sort of the game where the Broncos do turn it on because they're at home, but they're missing Reynolds.
Well, he's been named.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, which is mad. I just looked. I didn't think he'd have been named. I thought he was out 1 to 2 weeks. That might change. I would say that will likely change.
It's still not really going to change where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to back the Cowboys, which is mad considering I wouldn't have even thought that this was going to be a thing a couple of weeks ago.
I'm on the fence with this one. This is a real difficult one. I want to say the Broncos, but they've lost a lot of players. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Broncos. I think the Broncos win this.
Yeah, Carpenter's just come back in as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to go with. I'm going to stay with the Cowboys.
We're out west.
We are out very west for the first kickoff on the Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. We've got the Rabbitohs at $1.53 against the Canberra Raiders at $2.52 at the Optus Stadium in Perth.
And what a stadium that stadium is!
It is a great stadium.
It's a phenomenal stadium. I would happily go back there again.
Yes.
So when the Bears come into the competition, if it's Manly Bears first game of the season, on that plane we go, depending on if the cost of fuels come down or not.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
I'm gonna go Rabbitohs. I think they're just on a bit of a bounce.
I'm gonna join you with the old bunnies. They are playing extremely well, and just seem to doing the right things at the right time. And big boy Jai Gray's just putting in daily end performances, in my opinion.
Then at 5:30, same stadium, we got a double header at the Optus. We got the Cronulla Sharks at $2 against the Sydney Roosters at $1.85.
I really don't. This could be a very good game.
Victor Radley's back. So from his cut down 10-game suspension for a short little 8 ball.
He's straight in.
Yeah, straight in. Tommy Talau has been...
Spencer Leniu.
Yeah, big back fence Spence.
Ooh.
You've seen Hugo Savala's named in at centres as well.
Oh.
Which is nuts.
That's changed it for me, actually. I think I'm going to go for the Roosters on this one. One thing that they've been missing is a little bit of mongrel coming off the bench.
Spencer Leniu is that.
And with Spencer Leniu back... No, he's on the bench. And also with Victor Radley at 13, being able to control the game a bit. You've got a ball playing 13 in, which is only going to help DCE as well. And they've had the week off. I'm going to go for the Roosters on this one.
Yeah, I am as well. I think DCE said it on the footy show last Sunday. He said this bye week's come at a good time for them to be able to kind of reset and refigure things. And we might, although with Savala playing at centre, I don't know, we'll see. He might be roving, he might come back inside. But I'm going to go Roosters.
And then the final kickoff, the 7:35 kickoff on the Saturday, we've got the Melbourne Storm at $1.36 against the New Zealand Warriors at $3.19 at their favourite place, Amy Park. Are the Flat Trap Bullies back?
The Melbourne Storm. I reckon Suafalongo is going to score again because he seems to be scoring in every game at the moment, and the Melbourne Storm are going to win this.
Yeah, I'm going to join you on that one. I think the Melbourne Storm are going to have a bit of a bounce back, and unfortunately, it is going to come at the expense of the Warriors.
Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff. We're at the CommBank again for the Parramatta Eels at $1.60 against the Gold Coast Titans, $2.35. Tough one, this one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Parramatta though. I'm gonna go Parramatta.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna stick my neck out, and I reckon the Gold Coast Titans are going to cause a little bit of an upset here.
Okay.
I just got a feeling. I can feel it in my waters. I can feel it in my chocolate. That's what I can feel it in.
All of the chocolate.
Yeah.
That brings us...
Can I just pause you before you say this? It's the second place team in the ladder against the third place team in the ladder. This is bonkers.
This is mental. If anyone would have guessed this at the start of the season, hat off to you. So the 4:05 kickoff, we've got the second place West Tigers at $1.66 against the third place Newcastle Knights at $2.23.
This is going to be a great game to finish off the weekend. Where is it? It's at Campbelltown. So it's not Leichhardt. They're not good at, well, they've kind of squashed that a little bit. They're a bit better at Campbelltown now. Oh, I reckon the West Tigers get this done. Difficult.
It is very difficult. I'm going to join you.
Tigers.
Just
Tigers to do it, and if they win that, no, the Panthers will still be top of the table. Yeah. Don't be
silly.
Don't be silly. But looking at that ladder, by the way, they have got a ridiculous points difference as well. 150 points.
How many have they conceded?
40. They've got the best defense, best offense in the league. That is nuts.
Wild.
They were $9 before the season started to win. They've shortened to $2.50. But I tell you where the value is in this table.
Manly Seagulls.
I'll tell you where the value is. The Manly Seagulls are $81 to win the comp. Lump on now, and you're going to be quids in. But yeah, we'll finish up on that note. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Don't forget, Manly 13+.